I'm going to show you how to make a return box for your air handler to sit on top of. So I've already got the blank cut out for the length we're going to need. I need to go ahead and put in my 1-inch mark over here. I'm going to put a 1/2 inch on the bottom. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch on this end here. Okay, I got my 1 inch right here on this side, my 1/2 inch here, and my 1/4 inch here. Now my measurement is 18.5, but we need to add a little extra because this is 24 gauge steel. When you roll it over, it's not going to be able to be crushed flat with the brake. So you have to add a little extra so the unit will sit down in there. So I'm adding a 1/4 inch to my measurement. So it's going to be 18.75, is that right? Yes, 18.75 is going to be my measurement. So instead of 18.5, it's 18.75. Put a mark there. Come down here. And it's going to be 18.75 here as well. Connect my top and bottom mark. And this over here should be what's left, which is 21.25, is that correct? 21.25, yes. That's what we're needing, 21.25. Okay. So after you get that laid out, what you want to do is take the top. Now the height of our box is 21 inches, but I've cut this 24 because we got some folding that we're going to do. We're going to fold in and have saddles for our unit to sit on. So we're going to mark 3 inches. And we're going to drop that down to 2 inches. And then we're going to take that down to 1 inch. You'll need to flip it over and put your 1 inch on the back, because you'll have to fold this up, and we'll get to that step here in just a few minutes, but just go ahead and prep for it. Get your 1 inch already in there. All right. So we're going to flip it back over, and we're going to cut out our corners. This is 24 gauge steel. You should always make your return boxes that the units are going to sit on out of 24 gauge or larger gauge. Don't build it out of 26. We have built some out of 26, but we've reinforced it when we had to. So over here and cut this 1/4 and 1/2 right here. Get my little notchers here. Cut out that little section right there at your 18 3/4. And right here on this side. All right, on your 1 inch mark, you want to cut all the way down to your 3 inch line. Okay. So you want to put in a notch right here. That 24 gauge is no joke, guys. And then you want to take your snips and you want to cut all the way down to your 3 inch line. Okay. Same thing over here on your 1/4 inch. You want to cut all the way down to your 3 inch line. Want to cut in a slight cut right here, not necessarily a 45, but you know, just a little bit off the corner there. So when you fold all this together, they won't hit each other. They'll just kind of rest on top of each other. All right. Okay, so we get over here to the brake. And we're going to put our cross brakes in, which is just corner to corner. So we line up our 1/2 inch mark down here at the edge of the brake. And we line up our corner right there on our 3 inch line that we did. And we put a slight bend in it. And we move to the next piece. Right here. Same thing. Can you guys see? Am I in your way? All right, do a slight bend there. Then we come over here. We hang on for a minute. Let me move you guys to a better spot. Maybe this will help. See what I'm doing. So I'm lining up that notch we did right there and on the 1 inch line there. Do a bend. And then we're going to go down there to that corner. And there, I'll put a bend there too. Okay. Okay, after we get our cross brakes done, we want to flip it over. Remember that 1 inch line I told you guys to make on the back? That's what we're lining up in our brake right now. Gonna hold my Pittsburgh over off the edge so we don't squash it. Get my marks lined up here. Once I get my marks lined up, we're gonna bend it 90 degrees. Now that we got that bent 90 degrees, we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna rotate it over. We're gonna go to our 2-inch mark that we made earlier. Now my Pittsburgh seam is going to get squashed down just a little bit, but it'll be okay. We can straighten it out later. So roll this all the way over past 90. Open this up, and we're going to rotate this and flatten it down. Okay. So once we get that, we roll it back over, stick it in our brake, squeeze it down. There we got our ledge for our unit to set on. So just remember, however tall your box needs to be, you need to add an extra 3 inches. So we needed 21 on our box height. We added 3 more inches, cut it 24 inches, so we could fold this out to have a 21-inch box. So we now we need to fold our 1/4 inch. Fold our 1/4 inch down, bend it. Now we got to bend our center. Always keep your Pittsburgh and your flange over here in this pocket so it don't get squashed. Now this one's going to squash it just a little bit, but we're going to be able to fix it with our hand seamers. It's not going to crush it so bad that it's beyond repair. So get lined up on your mark there, fold that in half to 90 degrees. Take that out. See right here, that bend, a little divot, hand seamer, straighten it back out. But this is what we're building. We're building a box for our air handler to set in. It's got a filter door on the front, so our next piece is actually going to have a back like this, and then it's going to be flat on the front, so we can remove the filter door and change the filter out on the box. Okay, so now our other side, gonna have 1 inch. Okay, and we're gonna have 1/2 inch down here at the bottom. And we're going to have 1/4 inch right here, just like the last one. It all lays out the same. It's just going to be cut different. Flip it over again. Get you 1 inch on the back, because we're going to need it, just like we did in the other one. Okay. All right. So now, take your 1 inch, put your mark in there, your 1 inch mark. All right. Get your 2 inch mark on there. And then the 3 inch mark. Come over here to our 1/4 and 1/2 inch line. Cut that out. Now we get our 3/4 notcher. Notch out that 1/2 on that 18 3/4 line. And then we cut this out right here. Okay. So we'll do the same thing on our 1/4 inch all the way down to our 3 inch line. We'll go to our 1 inch, cut it all the way down to our 3 inch line, just like we did on the other one. Now we're going to cut. Let's go here to the center before we do that and cut all the way down to our 3 inch line. Okay. Now go back over here on your 2 inch mark. Start cutting along that 2 inch mark. Okay, I went ahead and ran the Pittsburgh, did my cross brakes, and I'm putting it in here now with my 1 inch Pittsburgh over here off to the edge of the brake, lining up that 1 inch that we marked on the back to make our shelf. Got it on the mark there, so now we're going to roll it to a 90 degree. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to flip it over. Now we're going to roll this 2 inch. Just lined up on our 2 inch mark here. There we are. Roll it all the way over. spin it over, get it back into the brake, and squash it down. Gonna get our Pittsburgh in there. We're gonna push this all the way in on our 1 inch right there. Put your brake down, lock it in place. Now we got to get this 1 inch folded down. So you get your handy dandy little rubber mallet. Don't do like I did and hit the one that you're not supposed to. We don't need it bent down. Just this one. And just like that. Now we got that opening on the front of the air handler where we can take the door off to change filters. So line up your 1/4 inch mark. Bend it 90 degrees. Open up your brake. Slide everything back in. Make sure you got this in the pocket. Line up on our mark that we scratched earlier. Right there. Bend 90 degrees. Okay. Now we just got to make our bottom. All right, I went ahead and got the measurements for our bottom piece or cap. First, we're going to start off by putting a 1/2 inch mark all the way around. It's just like making an end cap on the end of your ductwork, trunk line. This side we're going to put in a 1 inch. One thing to keep in mind when you're making an end cap or a bottom for your return box, you want to go just slightly under your measurements so the bottom will fit in there without too much trouble. All right, we come back in here and we cut our not quite 45s but angled, cut out these corners. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get our bottom piece of our return box in here. We're going to put a cross brake in it. This is your 1/2 inch measurements that we scratched off earlier. So that needs to go up for this brake, for this cross brake. That way the cross brake will be pointed down. Of course, it doesn't matter. Some people break them when they're up. So get your brake lined up on your 1/2 inch mark. All right, we're going to roll it all the way over, just like that. Slip it back under there. Give it a little squeeze. We don't want to, not looking to close it all the way up. We want to try to keep those over there. The one that we just squashed down, we want it over here in the pocket so we're not squeezing it closed. Okay, pull it out and flip it over, because now we're going to be bending the back side. All right, get it lined up, lock it down, roll it back to 90 degrees. Our bottom of our box is going to go in between those. Lock it down, roll it back to a 90. Give it another spin. All right. Now to bend this last piece, I have to go over the box and pan brake. I was trying to bend that by hand. It's going to be tough, especially 24 gauge. So bend that out of 90. It helps to have equipment to be able to do certain things. All right, now we just need to go attach it to the bottom of the box. Okay, after you get the lid on there, you want to knock it down, get it seated. And then you exercise with your grip strength with this punch. And we're going to punch these pieces together, and that will lock them in place. After you get that done, you flip it over, and there's your return box. Your air handler is going to sit on these ledges. This part here has been cut out in the front so you can take the filter door off to replace your filters. Okay, a little closer look. You guys have any questions? Please leave them in the comment below. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Tell me what you liked about the video and what you didn't like about the video. And I'll see you next time.